Hi everyone, welcome again to Professor Deb Cricken's class. This video will be talking about how to peruse the college website, how to peruse Blackboard, and where all the links will be for the class for digital imaging and digital design. So it's important to understand that I have made it accessible for all locations of where you would like to see the materials. Primarily, the video tutorials are very helpful because they are in live time walking through the steps to help you to understand how to get through the software. That is often the greatest challenge. I also will be videotaping my lectures about the industry, about why we are using digital imaging or digital design. So it's important to understand that these tutorials are the go-to places to go. And then you will proceed to walk through the software yourself and create the assignments. So let's get started. I'm going to share my screen, and it's great to have you on board. And this will help you just get a little bit familiar with getting around. So let's do that. So on here, for the college website, remember that over here, My WCC will get you to the login, which is PeopleSoft, which is all the other things such as your emails and so forth. It's what I have to do. It's what you have to do to be able to get access to it. But you can go down here, you can peruse down on the home page and get right to Blackboard, which is right here. So you can log into Blackboard like this, and it will bring you right to Blackboard. Now, I'm already logged in, so you will have a login here that will have the login, and it'll be your place to go. So when you get to my site, now this won't be available until the start of the class, which is September 1st at midnight. And you will see an announcement, but everything will be here for you, such as the syllabus, which is often in many places besides here. Also, my office hours. I'm on Twitch every Monday after Labor Day from 7 to 8, where I talk to students, I talk to professionals, and answer your questions. And we talk about some trendy things that are happening. So that's a really fun time to drop in onto Twitch. And this is the link to Twitch. And these are my office hours. Now, if you cannot make these office hours, just email me a time that's convenient for you, and we'll be able to have a Zoom meeting to answer your questions. So it's important to understand that having a Zoom meeting really helps you to understand the steps that you may be needing to know to get through the software or understanding the assignments. So I look forward to that time during my office hours. But of course, if those hours are not good for you, definitely we can schedule another time. Often, if you drop in during my office hours, a lot of questions that students may have will more than likely be answering your questions. So you can kind of just drop in, cameras on, cameras off, doesn't matter to me. I mean, I always appreciate your cameras on if we're doing remote or if we're doing a private meeting. This is how you begin to network and get to know your classmates and so forth. So also the Zoom meeting links are here, and I will also have the link for Zoom meetings for office hours as well here. So that's important to know. On the first announcement of the class, you will have access to the code for, because it is a private access, so the passcode is all here in the announcements, as well as a link to the course assignments and all of the video tutorials in YouTube as a playlist. So that will be there that you can peruse and find. All the videos are titled exactly what they will be walking you through. And of course, my email. So the important thing about Blackboard is that number one, you can jump to it and it will have weeks here. And on the week folders, it will give you back to the instructor's blog. But eventually you'll get so accustomed to the instructor's blog that you'll go right to the instructor's blog on a regular basis because it's easier access. You don't have to go through Blackboard. But the important part about Blackboard is number one, the discussion board, which you do need to contribute on our assignments for critiquing each other, as well as your grades. You want to know what you're getting on a weekly basis. So it's important to know that Blackboard will serve that purpose for you. So the other aspect about the course is that I directly link you to the assignments. That is one of the most important aspects about taking a course, is what do I have to do? And also where are the course resources to help me get through the assignments to be effective and successful. And that's what this page is about. So the office hours are here, and it goes by week as we go along. And it also lets you link to some of the sources. One of the things that's important to understand about the assignments, and this is for digital imaging and digital design, is that you're going to be choosing a sustainable theme. And that means a sustainable organization. So let me just click this. And this will lead you to the United Nations, which has a phenomenal page of resources. And it goes through all the goals of nonprofit organizations. So you want to think very much about this, because you want to do something that's meaningful to you. You want to choose a topic that you really feel concerned about. And this way you will be able to accomplish all of the digital media content, the social media content, all of the visual identity campaign that we will be creating within the digital imaging and the digital design course. So this is important because this example really demonstrates how important it is to create digital media content for often services that cannot afford high-end advertising agencies such as Coca-Cola or IBM. But you can begin to support a cause that you care about, and they may possibly utilize it on their website. Who knows? It's something that I'm sure they will value because you are helping their cause. So this is a site that you will have access to, and you can pick and choose. There's 17, and there's lots of other places to get sustainable resources as well. But it's important to know that this site is accessible to you on the assignments page, as well as some other resource pages as well. So when you assess what the assignment is by reading this column here, which will be on the assignment page each week, remember you have to scroll down to get to the current week. So the current week is always on the bottom, and it's important to know that the reason why I do that is because I don't want you to pass the weeks that you may have forgotten. So this is like a good checklist for you to say, what do I need to do? And then when you are complete with the assets, and so we call these assignment assets. And what that means, it's a checklist. Did I do this? Did I do this? Did I do this? Because that is what is needed for each assignment. So the assets are really what we're utilizing to be sure that you've accomplished this. Now, the quality of those assets are going to come from the critiques and the feedback from myself and from the peers. And the end game of any course that you take is to be successful and create quality to the level of professionalism. Remember, in the iTech program, you can actually be employable with only an associate's program, as far as the US government labor statistics say. And so in order to be able to be employable, you've got to produce quality work. So the quality comes from the critiques. The quality comes from you being able to hear and listen and take direction to edit and improve upon what you have done. And that is, to me, the most important learning curve. Everyone can kind of do what they set out to do, but to really get it to the quality that you want it to be is where it comes from feedback. And that is when you really understand your tools, when you are fine-tuning the end result. So this asset also has a place to help you to understand that it's also the rubric. And the rubric does exceed when you have accomplished all the assets on the checklist and then have been given the feedback as well. So you can almost self-grade yourself, knowing that if you have not accomplished all these assets, doesn't really make it. So it doesn't cut the gravy. And so it's important to know that these assets are a checklist to be sure that you have it all done. Once you've read this, then you go to the assignment resources. Then in the assignment resources, this will take you to a page that will have much more resources and begin to talk about how we get through the opportunities of creating the assignments. And so there will be videos for all of them, and the video tutorials will always be on this page under each week. So if you notice, week 1 and 2, this week will be the week that you are to accomplish this goal here. And these are what we call themes. Themes are design techniques. Everything you see in the world has an identification of what we call a design technique, whether it be abstract, contemporary, modern, minimalism, impressionism, digital media technique, VR, any of that. It has a title. And so in the technique, we will cover hyperrealism. Hyperrealism is something like this. This painter is painting the billboard, which is a little as if it was makeup. So this is close to reality, but it's really not reality. He's using cosmetics to paint. Not really. He uses traditional paints, but in this one, he's using cosmetic. And so this would be an excellent example for digital marketing to catch someone's attention, and that's how they use hyperrealism, catching the attention and so forth. And then you will also find the students' blogs here, your blog, as well as others' blogs. And this will help you access their work so you can critique their work and copy and paste that onto the discussion board. Here are all the videos that you will need for the video tutorial. These will be linkable, that will take you to the playlist, and it will walk you through the steps on being able to accomplish the first assignment. And the first assignment is really not due until the second week of September. So you have lots of time to sort of take your hours of attention and peruse the resources, peruse the video tutorials, choose the creativity of the assignment. You will be choosing designers. So for instance, our first assignment is creating a poster for print. And in that, you will find lots of poster designs. And this page is there for you to be inspired so that you can find a designer that you really like as far as the style is concerned, so that you too can be able to be inspired and create something new and unique. You're not copying the designer, you are being inspired by designer. And that is how all work is done in the professional studios. The client comes to you and tells you the vibe and the feeling that they want. They bring you examples to show you the things that they like, the things that they see out there, could be a competitor. And they will also show you the things that they don't like, so that you get an idea about what they want. That is how you work in the advertising agency. That is how you work in pretty much any industry where you're trying to deliver a successful outcome. So you will be choosing your designers, and there's lots of commercial designers, because I use AIGA, which is a wonderful nonprofit organization for designers of the world. It's located in Manhattan. It's a phenomenal resource, and I often use it throughout the semester in everything that I teach. So it's important to know that these resources are there to help you to understand the quality. And so a lot of these are examples of designers that you can pick and choose, quite a bit of them, until you find something that you really like, someone who speaks to you. So that's someone who is a creative designer, a creative outcome, but has the sustainable theme that you have chosen. And this is where we kick off our first assignment. The good news about all of the assignments is that, number one, there are no quizzes. There are no tests, and there are no quizzes. In my particular industry, what's important is the outcome, is your deliverable, what you have completed. That demonstrates your skills. So it's very important to understand that I must be able to view your progress. I don't like to see things that I haven't seen the progress on. How do I know if you did that assignment or not, right? So the progress is the community that we create in meeting and seeing each other each week. Video tutorials, as you are an online class or a remote class, you will see me, or office hours. This is the time that you really want to utilize to get your skills to be marketable and desired by career opportunities. So it's important that I see your progress as you work, and it's important to reach out if you have any questions. So no quizzes and no tests does mean that in order to get credit for the work that you do on a weekly basis, you need to accomplish the goals on the assignments. So due dates are always due, and so we will go to a site right down here, click to view, and this will bring you to a unique page, another resource that you will be utilizing to get to the deep course materials that you need to do the assignment. And so we will be talking about lots of resources to help you create the first page. And the important aspect is that lots of things that we talk about in the lecture, which will be in video tutorials for you, but a lot of these pages that you have are actually links for you to read, for you to peruse, for you to save for your own blog, because they will become useful. Like taking images or printing services or the workflow. These are all wonderful tutorials or website pages that will give you information that you need to be able to accomplish much greater knowledge about digital imaging. This is an example that we'll talk about. And the important thing is to remember, for the online class, you want to be sure that every week your work is up to the blog, your personal blog, on Sunday before midnight. And this way, when I see it Monday morning or Monday afternoon, more than likely, then I can be able to see the work and give you feedback each week. So outside of that, which is number one, you'll be landing on assignments. Number two, you'll be going to pages that will give you resources to move on, to go further. And then again, to the week one. And you can actually jump to these whenever you would want. As you can see right here, you can see the syllabus and you can see the weekly assignments. So on the syllabus, which is here, this will lay out all that you need to know as far as the course is concerned, as far as grade evaluation, when things are late, and so forth. So if you have any questions in regard to this, you can be able to give me an email and I can troubleshoot what you may not understand. Lots of great resources for everyone. And this is a PDF that you can download and make notes on or quickly access as well. So that ends this video, which is an overview of the actual course. And I look forward to your emails. And I may not have covered everything, but I certainly will as the weeks unfold. So welcome to Digital Imaging, and I look forward to your email. Bye-bye.